Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We're doing another one. We are doing, oh my goodness, the name escapes me. The Corsair Cove. This game comes out on Friday, July 31st, which is today if you're watching this video. I hope. Boy, if not, that's embarrassing. We're looking at this game. It is a management building sim. Think City Skyline, think, well, you know them. You've experienced them all. We're going to take a first impressions look at this game and see what it's got to offer.
The tides have changed. The age of pirates is nearing its grisly end. Crown rules supreme. Pirate hunters roam the seven seas. Hunters like Amara, that Spanish hound. Never thought I'd end up in her brig. She's a clever wench. I'll hand it to her. She made only one mistake. She threw me in with a solid crew of pirates. This might be worth a shot. Good thing I was able to hide this little beauty.
Alarm! The prisoners are free! Stop them! No pirate leaves this ship alive!
Swim for your lives, you sodden wretches! Look at us. Once mighty pirates all. Lost, half drowned, and nothing but the skin on our backs. But we're still breathing. And that, my friends, is more than enough. Because all it takes is the right crew, the right place, to turn the tides of fate back in our favor. Feast your eyes on this blighted rock, me mateys. It may be our home for the foreseeable future. Well then, let's start with the basics. We'll need shelter first of all. A camp and a few tents should do for now. And if there's not enough room on the ground, well, why not build on the walls as well?
Now that's an interesting mechanic. I do like this mechanic where you're able to build on the walls. That's going to make this game kind of stand out, I think, compared to others in the building sim realm. That's very interesting.
I combed through them with the crew already. Anything we could find, we've gathered at our beach.
Let's see, you found a shipwreck full of construction resources and an abandoned construction site, a fitting place to build a pirate camp. Pirate camps are the central hub of your island and are needed to make other buildings function. Building start as construction site. This icon means the construction site doesn't have a connection to the required construction resources. Okay, so here we are. We just need to make a connection, I guess. Oh, easy enough. You just click and click. It would appear. Oh. Too close to start. Once your building is connected, it is under construction. You can speed up the process by changing the game speed. Okay, sure. Control your game speed. Easy enough. Looks, I mean, we're looking at a lot of pretty standard building game mechanics. I'm interested to see these other piratey-esque themed things. Now, I do like the fact that you can build along the walls and stuff. That is really cool. Again, a very dynamic building setup. You've got a lot of space that you can, of course, build on. But then the fact that you can also build on all of this 3D terrain is very cool. Pirates need housing. Pirate camps provide only a limited housing, so you'll need to build additional houses. All right. Access your pirate camp to check your current housing. Okay. Oh, okay. Here I am. I've got too much. Oh, building list. Pirate camp. There we go. Now we can see. Upkeep, 5. Satisfaction. We're seeing a lot of good things here. And let's jump here. Okay. You can place your tents on cliff sides or land. All right. Your satisfaction is dropping. And it is dropping rapidly. Holy smokes. They are not pleased. Build 3 tents. Okay. Construction, housing. There's some tents. Now let's check out this sort of along the side here. Construction. There we go. So it's paused the game for me. I'm curious to see if these will build simultaneously or if they'll build 2 at a time. Let's see. Looks like they've got to bring the resources to the first ones. Oh, but they keep carrying it all the way through. You've got these rope ladders, all this rigging and stuff. This is quite interesting to see. You love to see a game that's taking a franchise, not franchise, that's the wrong word, a series or a gameplay style, oh my gosh, and mix it up a little bit.
We need to make more planks.
We have
Okay.
to build a ship. I say we leave as soon as that is done.
We'd be fools
Oh,
to
okay.
let this chance slip us by. You'll see, Honorata. This is just the start.
So now we have an opportunity to build a ship. Okay, resources are used for buildings and shit and ships. To make use of these resources, you'll need to build a place to gather them. Open the construction menu and select the woodcutter. So the woodcutter. Well, okay. So you've got fertile areas with which to manage your resources. See if there's any better places. Maybe I could put them up here. This looks really good. I actually kind of like the idea of having them up here. I wonder if there's any difference in these fertile areas. Are we able to see that? No. Use comma and period to rotate buildings. Okay, well, we don't care about that right now. There doesn't seem to be any kind of differential between fertile areas from what I can tell, at least on the surface. So we'll just build one up here. I like that. Build it up there and let it run. Okay. Oh, now I need to connect it. Okay. So cliff paths, connector. We're going to need some cliff paths. And then, oops, we will. Okay. All right. 47 clicks later. There we go. So will that count? Oh, I have to actually, okay. Let me see. So I need to actually be able to connect it. Well, that seems unclear. Okay, got this here. There we go. Okay. I doesn't have the right thing selected. Interesting. All hands on deck lets you increase the production of a building by 50%. As a downside, it requires double the workforce. Okay. Makes sense. All right. Hardwood must be processed into planks before it can be used as a construction resource. Nope. Too close to start. Okay. So we can see his production, and that's pretty cool. Fetcher's drain is shown on the right. There are a lot of moving parts to this. In some ways, this reminds me of RimWorld, and in other ways, it reminds me of an RTS, like, gosh, what is it? Empire Earth. We have lots of resources you're managing. You're building all these different units. You're aging through the epochs. Whereas this game, I don't think you're going to be aging through any epochs. And I'd be curious to see if you're going to be able to build different types of crew members, things like that. We'll see. Build a sawmill and connect it to the woodcutter. Oh, okay. I guess I should read these tool tasks. So if I just place that, wait, actually, we put it on the side of the wall, and then we connect it there. Look at that. That is brilliant. This, you know, I really can't say enough about the idea of being able to build along these cliff walls. So I'm not reducing my fertile land that I'm using to collect lumber from, because I'm assuming I'm reducing the amount of lumber I have access to by getting in there and building buildings there. And the idea that any building can be built along a cliff really does open up a lot of freedom to the way you design your base. I think that is actually a really cool thing. Wow. Literally every place, it would seem, you can just build upon. Doesn't seem to matter. Wow. And then, of course, you can still build on the water too as well for certain buildings. Obviously, this one is not one of them that you can build on. Select our sawmill here. All right. Quest completed. Yeehaw. Feeling good. The numbers show how many resources are produced per minute. Produced resources are stored here until picked up by fetchers. Drain is shown on the right. Okay. So we've got hardwood. This is what we got in stock. This is how much we're producing. Very cool. It's all pretty clear. Opening the construction menu. Oh, now we can build something new. Oh, a warehouse. Another. Okay, let's see. Where do we put this below? Maybe? No. We put it on the. We got to put it up here, right? Classic. Oh, wow. And because it was close enough, it just automatically connected them. Very cool. It just instantly connected the two. That's nice. That's a nice feature. You don't always see that in building games. Sometimes they, oh, wow, satisfaction, very upset. And they have no food. That's why they're upset. They have no food. I'm missing the required building. Well, I guess the game is going to put me through my paces here and tell me all about how to make stew here in a moment. Once we get this warehouse built. We're missing some planks, which we are waiting on from our sawmill. So the production line is going to be really important in this game. You can tell right away, even just from the initial start here. Making sure that you have enough supplies on hand, making sure that you're producing enough of the raw resource to be produced into a, let's call it a fine resource, and then stored or utilized. Those things are going to be really important. And I'm already seeing how important that means organizing your base is going to be, right? So I've made a little bit of a mistake, right? By putting my warehouse here at the beginning of my production line. My hardwood has to go down here to the sawmill, be turned into planks, and then back up to the warehouse. Smarter play would have been to build my warehouse over here, where we could have gone boop to boop to boop. It goes to show paying attention is super important. Reading things, we've talked about it before. Reading things is super important. You should do it constantly. All right. Assigning fetchers. Let's see what we're doing here. To stockpile a resource, select a warehouse and click the plus button. Okay, find a building. Perfect. So now we can store that stuff. We can store other resources as well. Okay, you can assign it to any resource. It looks like a warehouse can hold 2 types of storehouse or of materials, at least at level 1. Obviously, as it upgrades, there's probably opportunities to get more storage and things like that. Once the shipwreck is empty, it only takes up space. Let's demolish it. Okay. Click on the demolish mode. There it is, demolish mode. Boom. I've clicked it, but I see no change. While in demolish mode, click on any building or connection to demolish it. Important buildings like pirate camps or warehouses will warn you before demolishing them. Okay? An easy enough thing. Ah! Demolish! Oh, I see. I see. I still have some resources in there, so I'm assuming that might be why it's telling me I can't demolish it yet, or not letting me, at least in this initial sort of tutorial, right? So let's see. Are they going to start moving that stuff up? They should, in theory, be moving those things. Let's speed up a little bit here. All right, I see this guy. He is going to gather that stuff, yes. Wow, he was able to collect 20. Okay, so 20 it seems to be the max per load. That's pretty solid. Gives you a good amount of kind of moving back and forth, especially when you're first starting out. Again, I'm imagining upgrading is possible. Probably getting speed upgrades as well. Things like that. So now this is empty. So we should be able to demolish this. Boom. Didn't even have to actually click on that. There is an icon down here in the corner that allowed me to do that. The crew's uneasy. Something requires our attention. You don't say. Could it be the satisfaction? It's at 0. They seem to be very upset. So we need a galley. Okay. Oh, okay. Very cool. We've got opportunities to now. Okay. Now the game is more like Frostpunk as I'm thinking about it. You've got these sort of like scenarios coming up where you have to make a choice. So let's see. Cohesion, minus 30 cohesion, which will bring us down from 75, versus spill their guts. We only lose 20 cohesion, and we also lose 2 pirates. We only have 22 pirates right now, it would appear. I don't know that that's going to be the right play. We're going to, you know what, we're not going to be very piratey. We're going to let them live. All right. We'll probably come to regret that later. Oh, drifters. So we've got pirates and drifters. Drifters. These are 22 drifters waiting to be assigned as workers. Fetch. Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah, I see that. Cohesion. So you've got to keep that stuff up. Okay, now. I got to be honest, guys. I apologize. I got to be honest, everyone. I'm really eager to just continuously build things on the cliff wall. It's such a goofy thing, but I am genuinely very enthralled by it. It's not something that is like probably really a major development. And if you're really into building sims, there's probably other games out there that have similar systems or better systems, maybe. But for somebody who plays mostly RimWorld, Skyrim, oh my gosh, City Skylines, and some RTSs here and there, think Warcraft 3, think Dawn of War, it is refreshing to see this 3D verticality of building. I love that, genuinely. All right, now we can build this. So it can't be placed on water, but again, we can place this on, you beauty, on the wall. I guess it's technically, oh no, it's technically on the wall. All right, perfect. You love to see it. So once we start getting food produced, I think they're going to be much, much happier. I'm going to slow down just a skosh. Let me see, cycle through game speeds, but no, pirates can take a lot, but lack of food and proper shelter will push the toughest sailors to the brink of outrage. How to address their anger? Tend to this at once. So let's see, outrage. If upkeeps aren't met, satisfaction will drop until it reaches 0. This will trigger an outrage, and you will have to choose how to resolve that situation, kind of like what we saw before. Success will restore order, but failure will reduce cohesion and make the outrage worse. Yikes. Okay, so can I... Yes, so you can just use the number keys to quickly and easily make... choose a resource to make a connection. Why won't block auto connections? Why would I do that? Let's see. Okay. So I've already made the connection. We've got the soup. Seems to be working. Okay, somebody is going for the soup. I see them now. Can we make somebody go for more soup? We need speed. My man. Only 11 soups? Brother. We need you to get on it. I need you to be collecting soup much faster. Rising outrage. So I didn't do it in time. Let's see. Have rising satisfaction in all pirate camps for at least 120 seconds. 1 remaining. Okay. Yikes. I think we're going to go and see what this outrage is all about. Despite we, getting everything built, we didn't do it in a timely enough manner. It's appearing. So we've got our food here, 80 plus 10. Satisfaction is on the rise now. Okay. Very good. Good to see. You love to see it. Was nerve-wracking, gonna be honest with you. It's pretty scared. That our food was not gonna work. Okay. Great. Here we are. Wow. The noises that these pirates are making, they are very upset with me, let me tell you. Let me jump in here real quick and look at the settings menu. We didn't look at it at the beginning, we really should have, but we've got some pretty good basic accessibility settings. They do have a colorblind mode, you'd love to see that. No dyslexia mode like in Zero Parade for Dead Spies. Graphics, so I did do this automatic determiner at the very beginning when I started the game. And so you'll see I am playing on my mobile rig, not my desktop, which I don't know why I am, I just am. And so you'll see my laptop graphics card is doing okay. And so we've got performance to graphics. I think this game probably looks pretty good, even at the reduced quality that my laptop is able to produce. It does look pretty good. So volume, we've got volume controls for lots of different things, speech, sound effects, music, master volume. It's pretty standard stuff. Gameplay, autosaves, you can set the autosave duration, all that stuff. I don't see rebindable keys. Oh, might be in controls. Rebindable keys. There they are. I was going to say, I don't know why, probably if you have a specific set of restrictions, or maybe if you're a left-handed gamer, rebinding keys would be beneficial to you. But in a game like this, for me, I admit my APM is not very good. So I'm clicking around. All right, guys, I'm not using hotkeys. I'm clicking around. I'm having a good time. I'm laughing. I'm enjoying my time here. And that's kind of how it is. Let's see. I'm wondering if we build another woodcutter. Let's do that. And then we build another sawmill. But we do it smarter this time. We do it here. Then we can connect them. Boom. They are connected. Now we need to build a connector. Not to there. Up to here. Can we do a straight shot? No way. All right, we can do... Let's see. Okay. Build a connector to there. And then we can connect to there. Beautiful. What I do notice is the connectors do not seem to take up resources. There's no drain on my resources from connecting pathways, from what I can tell. And they build instantaneous, which, you know what? When you're managing potentially a ton of resources, because if you look up here at the top bar, I'm imagining at some point this is full of resources you have to manage. All right. So, it's nice to see that. The instantaneously builds, connects everything, helps you kind of visualize things a little bit easier. It's good. You love to see it. All right. So now I've connected this. I can actually pull storage from here too. Oh, so now we have 2 links. Okay, interesting. Can I connect this resource as well? Interesting. Not that it necessarily needs to be connected. And there it added more. Fantastic. So now we've got planks connections from multiple places. You can see not enough resources that provider waiting. All right. And then I think I can can I remove this connection? Block auto connections. There we go. Quick right click, solve that problem. Now I do have 2 connections for both of my sawmills. Oh, look, satisfaction. 100% now. Everybody's happy. If only it was that easy to be satisfied. You just need wood and stew. Man, pirate time's easy. All you need is cliffside buildings, stew, and lots of lumber. I'm telling you what, easy. All right, so we've avoided the outrage, which is good. We've got our food coming. We've got a lot of pirates who are assigned. We only have 13 drifters. Feels pretty good. Uh-oh, what's going on over here? Oh, storage filled. This building has stopped production since there is no space left. Okay. Sounds simple enough. You know what we do? We're going to build another warehouse. Brilliant. And there we go. If you build it close enough and just right, you can get that auto connection, which you love to see. Spacebar does also shift between pause and play. Anyway, I think I got a little distracted there. I was saying I can imagine this bar at the top being full of resources you have to manage. So I think anybody who really gets like into a game where you have tons of resources you're managing at any given time, a lot of 4X games, right? Stellaris, not Kingdom Come Deliverance. Oh my goodness. Stellaris, Heart of Iron, Europa. The other one that Paradox makes, the one where you can marry your cousins and, gosh, Crusader Kings. Took a while, but we got there. Gosh, the amount of times I've should have been able to figure that out. All right, so we want to take from here and well, let's see. This one is full. It's not full. Doesn't seem to be full. So we can actually disconnect this one here. And then this one is just pulling from there. That should work. Let's see. Stew, bread, roast bird, turtle soup. Okay. Well, we're just... Oh, okay. I see. The storage of the actual woodcutter is full. Okay. So... I wonder if perfect example would be if we were able to, if we just do this. I think that's a good idea for instances where that is happening, because then we do not have to worry about it kind of slowing us down in a lot of ways, right? It's a good, good thing to be able to keep in mind. Whee! This is, again, I talked about it before. My my laptop graphics card is maybe not the best, but I feel like the graphics are not terrible. And if the game runs well, hey, you know what? That's good. In a management sim where you're not having to worry about like other players bothering you and stuff like that, I think performance and graphics you can balance pretty nicely. Again, if you're, running this on a laptop, it does run pretty well. And that's nice to see. There's a lot of games out there that maybe don't run as good on a laptop. I imagine this game would look very good on my desktop. So let's see. I'm kind of in a holding pattern here as I build up my soup and my planks as I kind of wait to see what's next. I'm hoping there is more to it than this. And, you know, kind of as we get into our initial setup here, but it is seemingly not much more. You know what? Let's build a couple of tents, see if we can't. Provides 2 housing. Get a little more tent action going on here. Build some more housing for our pirates. Or just to kind of discovered some more things, guys. I clicked on this little island map view, and there is a expansive world out here for which our pirates are going to be conquering at some point or another. That's very cool. I love to see that. Okay. Look at this. So we've got all sorts of resources. We've got stone, we've got rope, we've got sails, we've got tabby, fittings, pitch, figurehead, naval guns, Jolly Rogers, steel chain, silver lining. This game's got a lot of silver linings, let me tell you. Copper lamps. Then you've got your upkeep resources, which are all these things to kind of keep your pirates happy, and it looks like take care of them. And then you've got intermediate resources. These are seemingly things that just are gathered, and some of them have, no, actually not always. Let's see. A lot of them are the sort of raw materials that will be used to make other things. Interesting. Okay. Production chains. Oh, wow, you can see them all. Let's see what, sales, how to make sales. We need, just looking at this, I can already see there is tons of fun to be had here. You've got all kinds of ways to change and manipulate your resources, hardwood deposits. You know, we have already seen we can turn this into planks, but you can also turn that hardwood into wood owls. Wood owls? Oh, owls. Goodness gracious. Which will then give you the ability to weave with a combination of the fibers, leaf cutter, right? So the fiber with the wood owl creates a weave. Then from there, you can take that to the sailmaker. Wow. You even have different types of pirates, okay? So you've got these different types of pirates, and depending on what kind of pirate they are, determines their upkeep. I really like that. That's very cool. That's a good way to do it. So if you want to have Corsairs, you need fancy clothes, you need pistols, and you need treasure, all right? You want renegades, you gotta have biscuits, hardtack. I don't know. You gotta have peg legs, right? A good renegade needs a peg leg. Of course they do. Makes sense. I love a good peg leg. What kind of pirate doesn't have a peg leg? Buccaneers gotta have an eye patch. Please tell me one of these guys has to have like a hook hand. Disappointing, real missed opportunity there to not have a hook hand. Interesting. And then look at this. You've got all sorts of ships you can build, different classes, reavers, and then you've got special ships. There is a lot of potential here, guys. This, you know what started out is just like it's kind of like City Skyline, has quickly become very intriguing to me. There is clearly a lot going on here. And you know what? I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to dive any deeper into this game because anybody who likes management sims, who likes games like a 4X strategy where you also have, you're doing more than just resource management, right? Think games like RimWorld, think games like Stellaris, any number of those kind of games come to mind. You've got all kinds of really cool opportunities. I think it's Jesse Cox who I've heard this idea from, but there's a lot of game developers out there that lately are taking two of their favorite ideas and they're smashing them together in really cool ways. This game, I think, is smashing some of those Factoro ideas. If these RTS mechanics, sort of these, building ships and sending them out to do battles and capture goods. And that's cool because in a lot of like strategy games, yes, you do collect resources, but those resources are just a means to an end. They're not part of the fun, right? If you think of StarCraft 2, you're thinking, okay, get minerals, get gas. Those two things are your resources and you use them to build everything. But there's no production to them. You don't have to refine the minerals. You don't have to, pressurize the gas, nothing like that. So this game is giving you that heavy production, supply chain thrill, I guess you could say, with some of those other fun mechanics, with being a pirate. And I think it's really cool. Again, thematically, I dig it. I love that you can build on the walls. I love the idea of all these resources coming at you. And I think if you're into games like Frostpunk, Factoro, even if you're into games like RimWorld and Stellaris, I think there's going to be a game here that you might really enjoy. So with that, these are just some first impressions. All right. You want a grading scale? You want to score? It's a 7 out of 5. Okay. 7 out of 5. Just kidding. Numbers are meaningless here. I think this is a great game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's out today. So enjoy it while you can. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.